Your fears and obstacles, we have Seven of Swords, as I mentioned, upright, Eight of Swords, upright, and the Two of Pentacles reversed. So, like walking away this time, dropping something, being dropped, being unbalanced, not seeing the truth, which I think, again, when I first laid out the cards, I remember when I saw these 4 cards on your mind, like with the Princess of Swords and the Knight, not the Knight, the Nine of Wands reversed. It's like speaking truth. You're speaking your truth. You're expressing your own self. You're trying to open up here and connect. But this is still your fear of losing, of dropping, of... No, don't say that. Okay, dropping. I have to contain myself. Getting away with something comes to mind. Illusions. It's like being afraid of not actually being able to remove these illusions from your mind so that they can affect you, basically. If you have worries and stresses and anxieties and nightmares, and it's like being afraid of, it's as if your mind taking over, but we're not seeing, being blocked. Again, moon card. Potential outcome. It is weird because not seeing, but then here we have the sun, so it is highlighted something. And I think these fears are mainly enhanced by your current emotional state of disappointment and grievances, and whatever you might have. Here, she was your strength. There's a slow process. There's a slowness here of being unwanted opportunities, not having quite what you need. I hear an overflow of emotional abundance, so it might be that you will get that. We'll see. So as a potential outcome, we have the King of Wands reversed this time, the Judgment reversed, the Justice upright. The clarifying cards are the Ten of Cups upright, Three of Cups upright, and the Lovers reversed. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, the Three of Cups upright, because okay, now I remember, was related to your fears. So cheated on. One of the things was being cheated on. So if you had like situationships in the past, you may be afraid of being cheated on, obviously. So getting away with something, that was the thing of getting away with something. So being cheated on, not seeing that there was third parties involved and things like that. So non-committal situations, not getting, the match that you wanted, the Emperor and the Empress. Yeah. So the outcome, your own sense of identity comes to mind again. Your own sense of identity. I think you need to, but you could evaluate that, how you see yourself. Because again, if you're seeing yourself as the Five of Cups, so sorrow, despair, wallowing, and not seeing these 2 cups behind, or focused on the 3 spilled cups, and as the Prince of Pentacles reversed, maybe there's a sense of the self that needs to be shed, left behind. Or just transmuted, basically. It needs to be transmuted, highlighted and transmuted because it's very difficult to create abundance from a place of lack. It's not that generative, as in, if your perspective is I'm not having, then when is ever enough, Yeah, anyway. So as the outcome, one of the possible outcome is, because I mentioned divine intervention here, in reciprocity with the Six of Pentacles, karma being back to you and whatnot, and we have the sun highlighting this illumination, let's say. And then we have justice, so karmic justice as well, especially with the Judgment reversed. It's like justice will be brought to whatever circumstances were concerning this King of Wands, who we found him as well in your environment as a clarifying card. So again, it might be you because you're a fire sign. So you might have like tendencies of King of Wands reversed, where they can be non-committal, comes to mind. There can be affecting your view of family, and with the Lovers reversed, can drive your behavior in, especially if you dealt with situationships. Yes, there were other people who maybe weren't committal, but you're also participating in that to a certain degree. So if you're dealing with a person who was, I want to say married, or if you were married, or that kind of situation, so there will be, let's say, justice brought to the situation. And I'm not for the lack of better judgment, and it comes hasty decisions, maybe impulsive decisions and things like that. But I think it's like shedding light over beliefs about yourself and behaviors that affect, block, limit, keep you in this non-movement situation regarding family members, partnerships, unions. Keep in mind your fears. One of the fears was being cheated, being lied to, getting away with situations, not seeing the truth. You want to see the truth, and your mind is, I want to express my needs and emotions and drop my boundaries, open up, which is a great thing, instead of being in that defensive energy and not communicating your wants and needs, and not holding your boundaries. Maybe you've learned with your mind being expressive, you learned how to hold your boundaries, or when you didn't hold your boundaries. Didn't, yes. So I think this whole situation will be cleared up. Whatever energies you're carrying right now that are blocking your current abundance, because honestly, overall, you have the sun in your future, and you have like a loving environment and a new possibility of a love offer. There has to be something shifted here for you to get out of this space of, again, rigid thinking comes to mind. But let's just say attenuate or like lower your fears of distrust as well, by acknowledging your own behavior in not pursuing faithfully yourself, your own connection within, and thus also connections with others, because maybe your ideas could be skewed, or there would be just a mistrust or disappointment and in the permanence of unions, but it is regarding a, maybe you had karmic ties with people and they just ended and just left you like a bit, not bitter, but yeah. Yeah, I need to sort of like not question yourself, but see how your view can help you appreciate your environment more and see maybe more of a good potential rather than a bad potential, as to give yourself more inspiration, more hope, more love, more faith, and to keep opening up while still holding your boundaries and expressing yourself. Um, there needs, it's like a sense of healing that needs to be done, and there will be some enlightenment regarding this. You will be helped, I believe. You need some rest as well, um, which may be affecting your view as well, especially if you don't rest. But there will be a sense of justice brought here to you and to people around you. So you have to see how that manifests. Just keep your eye on a prize, I say. Keep your eye on a prize. And I saw I love you, so somebody loves you. There is a sense of love here, whether in spirit or in physical form or an environment. You have a loving environment. So whoever this is, that you are loved by somebody. And celebrating achievement, you have the sun have potential of celebrating achievement. So it's a process. I don't know what I wrote there. There was another word, but I don't know what I meant. So yeah, that's about it for this. Keep in mind, this is it's a weekly reading, so in theory, we're talking about a week. It can be prolonged, it depends. That's on you as well and how things manifest. But it's not forever, hopefully. It's not forever. So things change, energies change. There's a flow of it. So keep it going.